we've reached the point of the offseason where it's all about Aaron Rodgers. Of course, he had that sappy Instagram post, and then he was like, oh, well, why is everyone freaking out? I'm just living in gratitude. Please. It's all about him. And we've gotten to the point now where I actually do think that he's going to return to the Greasy, Grimy Green Bay Packers. This isn't the vibes that you had last offseason where it was a lot of acrimony and there's like, oh, we're going to do the last dance and then lose to the Niners at home in the divisional round, blah, 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 blah. And so he assumes that he's Michael Jordan in that analogy, which just pissed me off, man. Right? And hold on. So we get some pushback from some Packer fans and even some Vikings fans like, oh, why do you talk about the Packers so much? You're so obsessed. Living rent-free in your head. That's creative. But, hey, you always should be talking about your enemies, right? Like, it would be stupid if Rome never talked about Carthage. It would be stupid if the Corleones never talked about the Barzinis. It would be stupid if Zimmer never talked about clock management. Sorry. That was petty. But, hey, I'm so petty, I'm a heartbreaker, baby. But with Rodgers, it does seem like him and Green Bay are on good terms, and I want the Packers to give him the Lifetime Achievement Award, give him all of the monies, because it will handicap the franchise for years to come. Even though #cap is a myth, the bill always comes due at some point. And you look at the Saints. Ask the Saints if the cap is a myth and how they've been hobbled by Drew Brees' contract and kicking the can down the road and overpaying just a dead-arm quarterback. I want the Packers to do that with Rodgers. And it does seem like they could be inclined to. So reportedly, they're opening up discussions if Rodgers wants to return. I actually think that a trade's probably unlikely at this point. So whether it be Denver, whether it be Tampa Bay, whether it be Pittsburgh, I think that Rodgers is either going to play in Green Bay or he's going to retire. That's my gut feeling at this point. And then Florio was on Rich Eisen's talking about $50 million. And right away, sticker shock. You're like, that seems like a little bit too much. That seems like way too much. It's nearly a quarter of the salary cap if they take it all in one burst, or if they kick the can down the road with a couple of void years or creative accounting. But is he worth it? Well, even though the Packers left him out of their London Abbey Road promotions, you notice that they left off Rodgers as well as Devontae Adams. They got Rashawn Gary, Aaron Jones, the most talented Aaron on their offense. They got Jared Alexander, for my money, one of the best cornerbacks in the league. Bakhtiari, as well as a 12-year-old boy. Great. Abbey Road is in my ear. No, that's not it. Anyway, so yeah, they left him off of that, but it does seem like they're going to get things together. And is he worth $50 million a year? Well, objectively, the last 2 years he was NFL MVP, even though #not my MVP. How many Super Bowls do you have to show for your 2 consecutives back-to-back MVPs? None. Not 9. None. Whatever. Right. So $50 million a year, that would obviously put him far ahead of the pack in terms of average salary per season. So you got Mahomes making $45 a year on that 10-year for $500 million contract, which is still amazing. But also, at the time value of money as well as inflation of the salary cap, I mean, that's going to be a deal in a couple of years, man. Hell, it's a deal right now. Josh Allen, Dak Prescott, Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, Jared Goff technically makes more per year than Aaron Rodgers, but that's because the Rams and Les Snead gave him a horrible contract. Rodgers currently pulling down $33.5 million per year on that 4-year extension that he signed. And also, look who's behind. Kirk Cousins. What's going on? So I understand that Rodgers would want some freshening of his contract. And historically, he's sort of gone down the Tom Brady route, but not so drastically, right? Where he's taken a little bit less. He's typically never been the top paid quarterback. And even though at times, could you say that he deserved to be? It's possible. I mean, you could do that if you want to. I'm going to be very passive aggressive about it. It's like, well, I don't agree there, but you could say that. Sure. But if the Packers and Gutekunst and the brain trust there want to give him basically a lifetime achievement award, do it. Give him a 3-year, rip up this contract, give him a 3-year, $150 million extension, fully guaranteed. Do it, baby. Because old Rodgers with no Devontae, because you're not going to be able to afford to pay him because you're already underwater on the salary cap. You have the second worst cap position in the league. And Rodgers is going to be 39 in December. So no Devontae, and you know that half of the Packers offense, hell, maybe even more than that, 80% of the Packers offense is like, F it. I know Devontae down there somewhere. That's what he does. Like, what are you gonna do? Throw to Alan Lazard? Is that what you're gonna do? Huh? And also you're gonna be squeezing out Devontae Adams. He's gonna go sign with the Raiders and reunite with Derek Carr. And also you're gonna have no money for Jair Alexander, who's due for an extension. You're going to have no money for Rodgers' BFF, Robert Tonyan, the pride of Indiana State. Go Larry Bird, go Sycamores. No money for Elton Jenkins, who's one of the best young interior offensive linemen in the league. No money for Darnell Savage, who rose up as a safety. Ain't going to have any of that. Also, you're probably going to have to cut Za'Darius as well as Preston Smith just to get underneath the cap so that Aaron Rodgers can take all of the money. All of the money, man. I love it. I love it. And all of this so the Rodgers can have a goodbye, farewell, victory lap, and then Packers fans don't turn on him, so he can still do ads for the Manitowoc Subaru. I was like, keep it moving there. Sure. No, because I know that some Vikings fans want Rodgers to move out of the division because then obviously it's the Vikings division to lose. But I'm not scared of the Packers, especially in the hobbled cap shape that they're in. Ask the Saints how competitive they're going to be this year. They just restructured Andrews Pete, freed up $8 million in cap space, and there's still $42 million to the bad. I love it. I love it, man. So you can see what having an oversized contract on an older quarterback can do as he consistently kick the can down the road. You're still going to have the effects for years to come. So this is basically going back to Rome and Carthage. This is Rome. We're Rome. Vikings Rome, baby. And we're salting the earth so that nothing may grow there again. It's going to be delicious, man. It's going to be fantastic. And also, I ain't scared of the Packers. We beat their ass last year. They would have beat them at Lambeau if they would have played Kellen Mond versus Sean Mannion. The tuna fish vending machine of quarterbacks. I screwed that up. Don't care. And then they won at Lambeau last year or 2 years ago. So I do not care at all. And the Packers last year, I understand that they were the 1 seed, whatever, but they ran so friggin' hot. They ran 2 standard deviations above the mean. Like they won because other players had brain farts, a la AJ Green down in Arizona. They won because they seemed to face every single team where the team either had their top players injured or on COVID, and they just happened to have all of their key games at home. Please, they're tiptoeing through the tulips of those a-holes. Get out of here, man. So, like I said, pay him. Pay that man his money. Do it. Because you remember when Peyton Manning went from Indianapolis to Denver and he set those records and he was NFL MVP and he was just amazing the first couple years in Denver. And then he literally died. Like he physically ceased to be those last couple years, including 2015, where Brock Osweiler had to start 7 of the regular season games and went 5-2, won a Super Bowl with Gary Kubiak, right? And they did not win a Super Bowl because of Peyton Manning. They were Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware were dragging his ass along like Weekend at Bernie's. That's what's going to be for Rodgers, except there's no Super Bowl because there is no Von Miller, there is no DeMarcus Ware. I love it. I love it. Because you will see the Packers in cap hell 2-3 years from now, and 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers is out there just like throwing like Tebow. I can't wait. Again, do it. Pay that man his money. But your thoughts are thoughts. Packers, Rodgers looking like they're going to stay together for the kids, and he's going to get all the money, man. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.